dog on a leash. Wait, no! Okay, I'm calling animal control. That is a threat. That is a fucking threat.
You know, there are some places where people actually walk carrying a cane or a stick because then they can use it as an extension of their arm to keep an aggressive dog away from them. This dog, the woman had loose. Clearly, she thinks it's no big deal. This dog is old. It's moving slow. But when it decides it's going to be a problem, it's a problem. And it goes after this person who's just on the sidewalk. Luckily, she had a stick with her, and she used it to intimidate and scare the dog and hold it away from her. But if she didn't have the stick, this could have easily been a bite. Ultimately, in these situations, you got to do what you got to do to keep yourself safe.
I'm sorry, but the woman with the dog is in the wrong. You got to keep your dog leashed if you know that that's what your dog is going to do. And I see people without dogs on leashes all the time. And it's fine because their dogs are fine. Their dogs don't charge people. Their dogs don't growl at people. Their dogs aren't aggressive. So walk your dog on without a leash if that's the case. But clearly that's not the case here. From this one clip of the dog charging this woman. Perhaps some non-lethals. Mace, pepper spray. I hate to do that to a dog, but if it's pepper spraying a dog or getting bit to who knows what degree by a dog of that size, yeah, I'm sorry, that dog's going to get some pepper spray in the eyes. You got to keep your dogs on a leash, and you got to keep your dogs under control. And if you can't, don't take them out in public. That's another thing. I got this asshole that lives 2 doors to the west of me, who had, for the longest time, had a boxer. And he used to let that boxer out in the front yard frequently. Thank God the dog's no longer around. And I know that that's a horrible thing to say, but listen, whenever people would be walking their dogs down the street, in front of his house, but across the street, we don't have sidewalks here. So you walk in the street. They would be walking their dogs down the street in front of his house, but across the street, along the curb, and his dog would bolt out of the yard or out of the front door or out of the garage and get into it with the other dog, to the point where other people were pulling their dogs up off the ground by the leash and collar to get him away from this psychopath. That's an instance where I think somebody would be justified in shooting that dog. I mean, that dog has bit other dogs. It's no longer alive, like I said, but if your dog cannot behave around other people, don't take it in public. Period.